This thing's too distracting. It's like, I like the idea of it. I just don't think it's as practical as I'm making it out to be. Hey everybody, this is Cesar Cruz with Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation, and these are my 10 essential items for all my shoots. Here we have a really fantastic weatherproof bag made by DJI. Our effort is making sure you have a bag that has weatherproof sealing. This is very fantastic for that reason. Then you have a couple of amazing comfortable straps you really can work with. That's super essential to have. And then you have a couple of extra little pouches on the sides that are very, very handy for pulling any extra little things that you might need, whether it be microfibers or simple things, and little hoops to latch small items. I just love the fact that it actually sits up pretty nicely, but it also opens up in the opposite direction. So it's a very, very useful piece of material. We're very, very happy with this piece of equipment. We use it every day on set. I really can't go without it. We have a very fantastic body here. And now you'll notice this rig system that I have for it is actually a little bit different than what you get most of mirrorless systems out there, because in the new age of technology for Sony ergonomical cameras, you have the FX3, one of the later line of both cinematic cameras that are able to deliver really amazing quality, all in the palm of your hand, by giving you the additional extension here to be able to work with audio as well. So this handle allows you to get quality audio along with making sure you have a great, amazing video on your camera. The next item that I really want to talk a little bit about is the zoom lenses that we use. We use very amazing zoom lenses. This is a nice 16 to 35 millimeter. Now it is an f4. We noticed the f4 is actually perfect for what we do on a regular basis for documentary work, and also the effort to deliver quality content for real estate. We do a lot of real estate and a lot of moving things, especially attaching this to a gimbal. It's a fantastic lens. If I'm on a shoot on any regular day, I'm always having at least a zoom lens to work with. My goal is to move along through the different houses between the 24 to 1 to 5 millimeter and the 24 to 70 millimeter. Those are, again, the ranges that you really need. But if you're working on gimbals, you're working something standard and you want to get the shot perfectly, this is going to give you all the range you need. We work with the Anton-Bauer external battery systems. These things are super handy. They're super heavy duty. They can be adjusted depending on however you like to set them. If you want to set it on a nice V-mount system, it has a little bit of those extra 1/4 inch to attach to the back. So they're pretty fantastic to do that. You can buy combos online that contain dummy batteries that go into your Sony camera. And you have a nice little clink system here that latches very easily. What's really incredible about this system is that you have the ability to create a nice ergonomical camera rig. This rig is able to be handheld nicely. It's not too top heavy or back heavy. It's perfectly balanced. And what's nice is that this extra weight actually adds a nice ability to stabilize your shots. This is a really great way to go handheld and actually go up to almost, I would say, 6 to 8 hours depending on what you're doing. A picture is nothing without fantastic sound. One of the things that we really like to work with is with the wireless transmitters of Rode. The wireless Rode transmitters are really fantastic for any typical situation you might find yourself in with subjects. One of the cool things you're able to do with this is the actual receiver gets attached to the camera, so you have a great way to actually attach it to a nice little cold shoe, and it attaches directly to be able to work perfectly with your rig. And then you just make sure that this goes directly on your subject. That's a pretty nifty tool that you really can't go without on set. You want to have good audio and you want to have reliable audio, you can trust Rode. Rode is going to deliver very quality content for you. The other thing that's super handy and super helpful is having something like this. We're very happy to use this kind of systems on set all the time because you can't always control the environments you're in. So if you can have an extra light like this gel system allows it to actually be working as a diffuser. It's better to have diffusers because they soften the actual ability to get good lighting. It's really awesome to make this little setup portable for yourself, so you can attach this light source somewhere else so that you can contrast your angle, whatever you may need. Ooh, you have a fantastic variation of light sources, your standard, and a little bit of crazy colors, just depending on what you want to do for your setup. Now, the last thing you really want to have attached to your camera is a nice pair of noise cancellation headphones. Pretty easy on set. I would say probably less than $80, but really comfortable and also super useful for most situations. And you really don't want to jeopardize your sound or the ability to actually make sure you can monitor it, because again, you want to go and post and look at something that you know you might have issues with. So super handy and a great way to get yourself to feel focused. This is a pretty amazing tool that a lot of people would not consider as essential, but I think I do for most of the work that I do. It's super essential for me to have a drone available, whether it be this Mavic 2, and then have an actual controller to go with it. I find that you have a dedicated remote, you actually have the ability to focus on your shots. Again, our day-to-day work requires us to fly, and again, making sure you fly safely, make sure you have your Part 107 license. Super great to be able to be part of that system. Definitely let us know if you're interested in learning more about drones. Super critical and important to always have on set is a nice gaffer's tape. Just a great way to make sure your cables, everything is kind of set in an order that's clean. Along with that, we also have a little bit of Velcro in this nice little pouch. Velcro is super helpful to managing cables. The other thing that we have attached to that as well is our nice microfiber cloths to making sure our equipment is nice and clean, specifically our lenses. This is a nice, great way to clean your lens. One of the last things that we attach to that as well is our nice little rocket plunger. You have the ability to blow a little bit of air into that sensor. Obviously be very safe about it and don't do it directly into it, super close to it, making sure you have enough distance and making sure you're doing it properly. So these things are fantastic for that. In addition to having really handful tools, a pair of awesome pliers that can collapse is super essential. What's really cool about this, you have additional tools like screwdrivers in here as well that are really nice, really helpful. A little bit of blades to cut your tape. This is one of the best things to have on set. They're always going to ask you to move things around. Whatever it is you're shooting, you're always in need of one of these. So really just don't leave your house without it. You do want to have a nice portable SSD. It's really important for most of the situations where we're recording extended episodes or we're doing something specifically long or a project that has multiple gigs. Mostly the work that we're doing with 4K requires us to use a lot of memory. An SSD is going to supply you an extra power by keeping your actual native source outside of your computer. So making sure your footage and everything lives on an SSD allows your computer to process things a little bit faster. There's various companies that make them. Samsung is one of the ones we reach to because we really like working with Samsung, but ultimately there's variations. So it depends on what your budget may be. Just super great. This was Cesar Cruz with Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. These were the 10 essentials for everyday shoots that we go on every time.